Joined by our race winner. Let me get Martin spotlighted here. Hey, Martin, hear me okay?
Hi, loud and clear. How's it going?
Awesome. Good. How are you? A little bit
Wonderful.
better, I think. Yeah. Well, thank you for taking some time. We're going to get right into questions for you, and we are going to kick things off here with Michael Knight. Go ahead, Michael. I think you're muted again there. Okay, we'll come back to Michael then. Bob Pockris, go ahead.
Yeah, Martin, after you had the long pit stop, fix the car, I think they told you we fixed it. How long did it take you to really know that it was fixed?
Well, that run right after that, it still wasn't great. And then it was the next pit stop, more adjustments on the car that it felt like, okay, now we've got something. But I really didn't know it was that good until I got up. We got really deep into that long run, and I think I got up to about fifth, and I could see the next couple of guys in front of me. And I'm like, dang, we came from like 17th or 18th on that restart. So that's when I knew it was pretty good.
And does this give you a sort of boost if you're in the Final Four when you come back in November?
Huge boost, huge confidence. I'll be honest with you, if we would have come here last year in the Final Four, last year we struggled here for some reason. It's never been our greatest track, I'll say that. It's always been just okay, and I've never come here with a really warm, fuzzy feeling that we're going to go there, or we're going to go there, and be really, really strong lead laps. So that was definitely a nice surprise today, and really just hats off to all the guys for the hard work and everybody that builds the cars and puts in all the effort back at JGR and Toyota. So we took a huge swing at the car for this race. We knew what we've been doing here in the past few races wasn't good, and the car didn't do anything I needed to do. So we just went to work on it, and James and the guys did an awesome job with that. So really happy about it. And really happy you didn't ask me a retirement question today as well.
Thank you.
I take our
Gotcha.
From Jenna.
Should I ask a retirement question?
No.
All right. Hey, there was up on the pit stand after you won the race, really big, hearty celebration. I'm wondering, if I'm reading too much into it, did this team need this after last year? Did you guys need a big win like this?
I wouldn't say we needed it. I'd say we really were hungry for it. We really wanted it, obviously. And we've worked really hard, and we've got a great team. And it seemed like, for whatever reason, it was always little things that were biting us, and we were always so close, and we were always like second or third. And, I don't know how many times we've been second, third, whatever, top five since we won last year at Martinsville, but it's been a bunch. And it just is like, man, what do we got to do, to turn it around so it's our day? And I think that's probably what you've seen, is just a little bit of relief and just excitement because of, how hard the guys have really worked and, to put together all the details and make it happen. So we got a great bunch, and I've said that, and James is doing a great job. And, hopefully we can use this momentum and just continue to do what we need to do.
And 5 different winners. You're obviously one. You're the first one that's going to be a repeat returner to the playoffs from last year. Is it time for guys to start getting worried?
No, it's way too early for that. We got a long way to go.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, we'll take our next question from Mark Darrow. Go ahead.
Martin, just trying to follow up a little bit about Jenna's question. There's such a big gap between wins. Were you surprised that it was 29 races? I mean, you guys as a team had kind of been clicking them off, and I know James was changed as the crew chief, but the car was running well, and you had your opportunities. So were you surprised that it was 29 races between wins?
No, I mean, that's not a lot, really. I've been a whole lot longer than that in my career, so I don't look at those numbers. I don't really pay attention to it. You know, we've been running strong. I felt like towards the end of last year, playoffs came around. We really performed well and did a lot of good things. Had a lot of tough breaks. We didn't have a lot to show for it, you know. And, you know, that's just fuel. That's fuel for the fire in the off season to work harder and make sure we can, you know, do what we need to do. So, yeah, 29 is nothing. I never even thought about it, to be honest. I know we've been capable of winning a lot of races between the last one and the one today. And, you know, these races are really hard to win. That's really all I can say about it. So thankful for today, and we'll celebrate and enjoy this one and get tomorrow for next weekend. But you never know when your last one's going to be, and you got to enjoy them all. And I certainly am really proud of this one.
28 career wins. Do you set goals like when you got me, you wanted to get to 30? I mean, you're kind of up the board now, tied for 28th on the all-time list, Carl Edwards and Rex White. But do you set goals like that? Do you chase the next spot on the all-time or 30, or do you put any thought into that at all?
No, I don't. I don't chase numbers or anything. I do this because I love it. I do it to be part of a team and have that camaraderie and to challenge myself, you know. So you know, there's days when I feel like I can win a couple more championships. There's days when I say to myself, you know, I've done a lot, and I'm really lucky to have done what I have done, you know, to win championships and in this series and in the Xfinity series, and you know, win a bunch of races. It's been really fun. And you know, when I moved to North Carolina as a 24-year-old, I never would have thought I would be able to accomplish all the things I have. So from that standpoint, I'm really excited. But you know, the more success you have, the more you want it, I feel like, and we're ready to have some more. That's for sure. We got a ways to go.
Thank you.
All right, and we are also joined here by our race winning crew chief, James Small. So if you have a question for James as well, feel free to raise your hand. We'll keep things going and take Alan Cavana. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, Martin, I was curious about the final restart that helped get you the victory. The deeper numbers show you're one of the best restarters in the sport or in the series. And I was wondering, you know, was that something you did? Was that something Joey didn't do? What helped you on that final restart? Because it obviously helped a lot.
You know, just got a good jump and was able to stay side by side with it, getting to turn one. That's really the key. You know, and then he drove into one and kind of slid up and slid us both up the hill. And once that happened, I was able to grab the PJ1 and get turned and get a good run off. So if he would have, you know, drove in, maybe wrapped the bottom better, he might have cleared me. But, you know, like I said, he drove in deep, I drove in deeper, and we both slid up the track, and that's kind of usually the way it goes. So luckily I drove in deeper than he did.
How volatile can it be? You know, we saw like Brad right on the start driving and almost damn near hit the pit wall. I mean, can that be an advantage, or can that be, you know, a danger at some point if you don't do it correctly? What is that like?
Well, if you really make a bad mistake, you're going to end up crashed. So that's never good. But this place is pretty wild on the restarts. You know, that the restart prior to the last one, I guess it would be, I restarted third behind Joey, and I got a really good start and was right on his bumper, turning down up from the start-finish line down across the paper, and actually got into him and turned him sideways, lift, and I lost like 4 spots because I thought I was going to crash him. So that's how close it is every restart, really. You're bumping, you're banging, especially to try to get the guy in front of you going forward. It's real easy to get in trouble on restarts, especially when you start getting 3 and 4 wide.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, we'll take our next question from Chris Knight. Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, I had to find the unmute button. Martin, congratulations on the win today. I was just curious how much this race would have been different without the traction compound applied today. Like if we didn't
how would the race be different?
Yeah, if we didn't have traction compound at all.
I mean, it's hard to say, honestly. You know, I mean, if you have no traction compound, every race is around the bottom. If you have traction compound, everybody tries to use it best to their advantage. I mean, I think the way you look at it, you have a preferred groove. You know, it just so happens that now with the P1, it's up the racetrack, and without it, it's at the bottom. I thought the PJ1 today, for whatever reason, maybe wasn't as sticky as last time we were here. I don't know if it's because the Xfinity cars maybe wore it off some yesterday and they didn't reapply it. because we've seen guys being able to work the bottom, and I worked quite a lot of guys underneath them when they were in the PJ1 and made the pass. So, to answer your question, it's hard to say without knowing. It seems like every race here is a little bit different. It just would have been everybody fighting for the bottom if there was no PJ1.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Jordan Bianchi. Go ahead, Jordan.
Hi, this question is for James. James, you guys had a good year last year if you look at the numbers, but you only did have one win. So I'm wondering, did you feel more pressure coming into this year to win more? And what does it feel like to get that win this early in the season?
Yeah, definitely. Nobody remembers who finished second or third. We had really strong races last year and just didn't execute. And, wins is what matters in this sport. So it's definitely what we do every week, and and try and get more bonus points, because that's ultimately, when we got to the playoffs there, that's where we struggled, was the bonus point count. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction for that.
And Martin, I have a quick question for you. Are you going to be doing any dirt racing in advance of the Truck Series race or the Cup Series race at Bristol?
Probably. I'm not sure where yet though, or how, but probably.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
All right, we're going to take our next question from David Smith. Go ahead, David.
Hey, this question's for both of you. Martin, you mentioned your string of third place finishes and second place finishes last year. Is there anything that you or James recognized as a potential improvement to gain that extra 1 or 2 spots? I know the change in spotters was meant to help restart some 550 tracks, but was there anything small, any detail that you saw that was relevant enough to improve in the offseason?
I think it just depends on what track you're talking about, really, and they're all so unique. Different packages are different. You got the short track package, you got the high downforce 550, then you got a lot of road courses this year. So to answer your question, I think we just pick apart every racetrack and every package, figure out how to be the best we can be at. And I think, for here today in particular, we knew it was a struggle for us. It wasn't a strong point, and James and Jazzy and the guys really worked hard on trying to get the car to do what I needed to do here. So it's I think, just to answer your question, every track is a little different, and for here there were certain things that I needed the car to do that it wasn't doing. Other tracks, it could be the spotter. Other tracks, it could be, the way the cars are built, or some things I can do behind the wheel as well. So and James will tell you the same thing. He's really good at looking at all the details and finding things that, that stick out, that say, hey, we need to do better. We need to do that better.
James, any thoughts?
Yeah, he's dead right. So, I just don't think people understand how hard it is, with no practice, and to try and be perfect every week. And, it takes a lot of, effort, a lot of refinement, everything we can do just to, be good off the truck. And, sometimes you miss it. Like today, we started bad, some of our assumptions are off. But, we tried a lot of different things this time. We got back from Phoenix last year and we sucked. We finished 10th. We weren't happy with how we ran. Then, Jazzy and I started working straight away, the week after on what we're going to do to get better. And, all off season we've worked on that. And I really, once we got the car balance right today, I think you really saw it pay dividends for all the work we put in and changes we've made. So hopefully, we can be back here in the final 4 and we can work it harder again and get it better again.
All right, thank you both.
All right, we're taking our next question from Zach Sterniolo. Go ahead, Zach.
Martin, congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
A year ago this race, there was only one JGR car in the top 10. Today, you guys have 3 cars in the top 10. Looking at Phoenix specifically, how do you feel like this bodes for November? Obviously, I know we're in March now and there's a long way to go, but how do you feel like this sets you guys up for the future?
Well, November's a long ways off, but I'll tell you, for me personally, and I think for our team, this helps a lot confidence-wise. I think if we would have came here last year in the Final 4, as I mentioned earlier, we would have been pretty nervous and not very optimistic, because as James said, we sucked last year here. So, it's a big confidence is a big deal, but usually you're confident because you've had past success and you can build on those things, that you understand the racetrack and you understand how to make the car do certain things. So I think from that standpoint, this is a big boost for us to knock this one out today and now, know if we can get here in the Final Four, we know what it takes and we have what it takes to be able to get the job done here.
More short-term future. The company has started the season well, obviously 2 wins with you and Christopher Bell. But it seemed like today was kind of more complete all the way through the organization. So how do you feel like the next maybe month or two looks for JGR as a whole right now?
I think today was important because we knew at the end of last year that we needed to work on our short track program. And, I think there was a lot of effort focused on that in the off season. And, coming here, I don't know that we were real sure exactly how it was all going to look. Who's going to be strong? Are we going to be strong? So I think to answer some of those questions is good, and to have a good, strong day is good. It's something we can build on. So a lot more short tracks coming up this year and a lot of races with this particular package this year, including road courses. So it's an important one, and it's good to start that, have a good day starting the first one off, but you still have to, continue to work and try to find things because everybody else is.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll take our next one from Michael Knight. Go ahead, Michael.
Yes, for Martin. Joey said that he took the inside line because that's what he's always done since there's been a choice, and that it's always worked for him. When you got down there into one and saw what your position was relative to him, were you surprised that he wasn't able to get out front there?
Just to rewind, I was not surprised he chose the bottom because he chose the bottom on every restart and got the lead. If I was a leader, I probably would have chose the bottom as well. So generally on new tires for a lap or two, the bottom's a little bit faster. It happened that I got a really good jump, was right dead side by side with him going into one. And, I think he got tight or something because we both he ran way at the racetrack and I was, turning kind of to the right, going up, letting my car go up the hill as well to keep him from running into the left side of me. So I'm guessing he just drove in and got tight and we both ended up, pretty high on the track. And then when that happened, I was able to grab the PJ1 with my right sides and get the thing turned and get it pretty early. And that's really what made the difference. So I think if he would have wrapped the bottom, he might have been able to clear me, but I'm not sure what happened, if he just got tight or he just overdrove the entry or what.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll take our next question from Jim Utter. Go ahead, Jim.
Congrats, Martin. I was just curious, you obviously seemed very surprised when you got out of your car with the win. Were you more surprised that you guys ran really well at a track that you've struggled at recently, or that you were able to overcome one of those hiccup issues early in the race that has kind of kept you from victory lane since last season?
I think it was a little bit of everything, honestly. Just being kind of surprised how everything worked out today, and sometimes it's just your day, and you feel like you couldn't do anything wrong. And obviously today we made a few little mistakes. I hit the fence, obviously, and we were way too tight to start the race. So to be able to overcome that was good. And then you start having cautions towards the end, and we weren't really good on the short run. And it's like, okay, is this going to keep happening, or are we going to not get a long run to where we can get back to the lead? And it all just played out. And it's just one of those times when you feel like, you've been in this position before and you've done everything right, and then you didn't win. And, now you're in the same position and you did. So it's just a crazy feeling. You just get really kind of reminiscent and thankful. And, honestly, I was just confused. I wasn't allowed to do a burnout. That really sucked. James is like, no burnout. We need this engine for Darlington. So that really just kind of took the wind out of my sails, And I was so jacked up, so excited ready to just have some fun out there. And then I'm like, okay, I can't do anything. Now I got to park here. My guys, I can't see them. And victory lane's like 4 people. The whole thing's just weird. So I don't know. It's not as exciting as victory lane should be, I guess, to answer your question. That's part of it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll take our next question from Jeff Gluck. Go ahead, Jeff.
This is for James. James, when everybody went to the 1.5 mile tracks, it was like a bunch of different names up there and, sort of surprise underdog type people having their day in a way. And then, for this first short track race, it wasn't like that at all. I mean, it was just the usual suspects, I guess. Do you have any theory on why the strong teams were able to do so much better at the short tracks out of the gate than at the 1.5 mile tracks necessarily?
Not really, to be honest. It's just less random. I don't know. More talent. I think eventually here, like I said before, I think it'll just return to the average, to the mean. You're going to see the same guys who are going to, be running in the top 5 every week. Because ultimately, once they get their stuff worked out, like all the off-season changes and everything, it's going to be the best drivers, the best teams. And, I think, not taking anything away from anyone that's won so far, but I feel like that's what will happen, and you'll see, the regular guys back at the front.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take our next one from Andrew Curling. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, Martin, kind of similar on what you were talking about earlier, how Victory Lane was literally just a trailer that they pulled in. But you seemed really excited after the race, especially to see the fans. And I know it was this race a year ago, was the last kind of normal NASCAR race. Just what was it like hopping out of the car and at least getting to hear the fans cheer?
That's great. It was real great. And, had more infield energy at the grid, pre-race grid here than we've been used to here lately. Because the fan zone, and there was a bunch of people in there. So, they're yelling at you walking down pit road before the race, and you see that, you see them wearing T-shirts and hats and have their favorite drivers and things. And that's what NASCAR is. It's going to the track with your family and, supporting your favorite driver and having a good time. So it was definitely fun. It was definitely a good change to see them. And, to hear the cheers at the race and the excitement about the race was fun as well. So, hopefully, every week we can have more and more people, and I can't wait till the days when everything's crowded again. I hate the traffic after the race, but I'll deal with it for having the fans here.
Good deal. Appreciate it, Martin.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll take our next one from Chris Knight. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Martin, auto owners sent on the Instagram post that said that you were going to run the truck race at Bristol. So following up on Jordan's question, is that that's what you're gonna run the truck race?
Damn, they spilled the beans. Okay, yeah, we are. We're gonna run the truck race.
And obviously, you'll probably be with Kyle Busch Motorsports.
Yes, I'll run Kyle's truck. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, he said I could drive it for free, so I did it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Martin.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Davey Segal. Go ahead, Davey.
Don't know if I could follow that one up, but Martin, it took you 31 tries to get a win here. What had been the problem in the past for you, and what the difference today specifically?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's been times throughout the years where I felt like we were really close, I remember back in 2007, I led a bunch of laps here and, felt like the car to beat. And then towards the end of the race, I think everybody pitted and we stayed out as the leader. And we were the only one that stayed out, and we finished 5th or 6th on old tires. So, and then, in DI days, I ran pretty good here at times. I think it was 17 or 18, ran second to Kansas here. We were really strong, led a bunch, faded a little bit late. It just depends really, Davey, just to answer your question, it depends a little bit on the season, the package, you name it. I mean, this place has been through so many changes, and, you think 31 races, different cars, different, packages, different rules and different tires and different track configurations. I mean, there's been a lot of changes throughout those years for me, different teams, obviously. So, been different, different things at different times, right now, for us, we just focused really on, this package of rules package with this car in the past few times that we've been here, which is really all we can go off of. So a lot has changed over the years to answer your question, but what changed from last year to this year was just focusing on this particular package and what we had to do here to make it better. And honestly, I probably had cars that felt better than what I had today, but with the track being the way it is, this tire wearing out and the track getting as slick as it is, we're good enough to win. And that's really what it's all about. So, yeah, it's definitely, a moving target in this sport. Everything is. Everywhere we go, every week, it's different. James talked about rule changes in the off season. Nobody even knows about them. They're so small, but they make a big difference, and that's what this sport is. It's always changing, and you're always searching for speed and searching for, how you can be better in the competition.
Thank you. And following up on Chris's question and your bean spilling, when's the last time you raced on dirt? And are you looking forward to it? Are you nervous? Are you scared? What's the mindset?
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. I've only raced twice on dirt. Both of them were at Schrader's. Schrader used to have a charity race out in Missouri. I did that a few times in a modified. So that was really the only times I've raced on dirt. I've grown up on four-wheelers and motorcycles. So it's going to be a learning curve for sure. But I look at it as Bristol's been our worst track for the past couple of years. Why the heck not lay down dirt and see what we can do this way? So I think it's going to be fun and, a new challenge, something different.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, and we'll take our next question from Jesse Morrison. Go ahead.
Hey, Martin, just first off, just, kind of following up, just how does it feel, after so many times, coming close or not coming close to finally win at Phoenix Raceway?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, honestly, it feels like a really, really great accomplishment, to be able to do that today and to be able to overcome the things that we did and just really as a team never give up on it and just keep working hard on things. So, nobody lost their cool. I screwed up and hit the wall early on and damaged the right rear. And, nobody was screaming and yelling or losing their mind. It's a good team effort. Good pit stops all day. And, really just knowing coming here, the things that we worked on and talked about and the approach that the guys took is something really special to be able to, listen to me complaining about the car and saying, here's the things I needed to do that it doesn't do. How do you, go make them do that? And when they make them do that, it's really cool. So I'm just really thankful for them and happy for them that all their hard work's paying off. And obviously it was a lot of fun to drive that thing today. So just a cool day and, a very important race because of, the championship race. So very special. And, it's always nice to check a new track off the list.
And then to follow that up, obviously last year at this time, you all had just run at Phoenix and then were shut down. What do you remember about that time? This can be for both of you all. What do you remember about that time? Just, what you were thinking, and then just how great is it, to be back racing in front of, fans and, winning and everything?
Well, I just remember getting ready to go to Atlanta. I literally woke up out of bed, was getting ready to go to the airport to fly out, and they're like, yeah, the race is canceled. So that was just like the strangest thing ever. I never had a race really get canceled, I don't think, my whole life. So that was definitely a strange feeling. But obviously glad that we were able to get the whole season in and everybody did an amazing job of, coming up with being able to do what we did from the team standpoint, NASCAR, everybody involved. I mean, what an awesome job to get that many races in and still finish the season on time. Nobody ever thought it was possible. So that was really good. And then, this year has been really, I feel like everything's gone smoothly and it's been nice to have more fans at these tracks lately. So hopefully we can continue to bring more.
All right. Well, that's all the time we've got for Martin and James. Thank you guys so much for taking some time with us. Congratulations on the win, and we will see you in Atlanta.
Thank you.